Peace, family. What's going on? So let's make this a quick little episode of why Pastor Reginald Wells was really afraid to pray with Callie Williams. This is why I'm going to keep putting out things to show you exactly why this man was afraid to pray with me live and any other believer. I still have not gotten a believer who is willing to pray with me and show us that praying God's name, it changes things. It works in a supernatural way. So today is what, December 30th? There was a Texas shooting. There was another church shooting in Texas. 2 worshipers dead, shooter killed and armed by armed parishioners. So I'm gonna show you this is why he was afraid to pray with me. Because he knew if we prayed for peace on this earth, it wasn't going to happen. He knew his God was going to leave him hanging. He knew this. So he's being very disingenuous when it comes to him praying with me. It has nothing to do with me not believing, but it has everything to do with you not believing. It has everything to do with him not believing in his God. Because of situations like this, right? And I'm going to show you even more. My thing is, I'm telling him prayer does not work. Prayer does not work, right? He wants to tell me prayer works. Well, what is the problem then? Because I'm sure you guys have been praying. People pray for peace all the time. They pray for peace all the time. And we have a church shooting. Let me show you something else. We also have this. A 6-year-old boy beheaded in front of his screaming mom in Saudi Arabia for being wrong religion. Come on now, Pastor. This is why you didn't want to pray with me. Because you knew none of these gods would show up. None of them are any religion. And especially not your God, right? Now let me show you what Pastor Wells told me. Now see, this is the thing. I have to come to believe. If I'm going to believe in this God and I'm going to believe in this devil, I would have to believe that the devil is more powerful than God. Obviously. Because God's prayers are not working. Praying to this God is not working. People are still sick. People are still hurt. People are still harmed. All of that, right? Now, the reason I say that, let's read what Dr. Reginald Wells has to say. Let's read what he has to say. He said to me, the issue is sin. As long as there is sin on this earth and unrepentant hearts, sickness, poverty, divorce, and all other conditions will remain here. That sounds to me like you're proving my point. Prayer does not work. If after praying and doing all of this, and people are still, and you're telling me, as long as there are still people here doing this stuff will exist, that means prayer does not work. It doesn't work. And that Texas shooting, this is what somebody will say. This is what believers will say as an excuse. They will say stuff like this. So in other words, you're telling me sin is more powerful than prayer. Again, proving my point. Prayer does not work. It's useless. And this is why you really didn't want to pray with me. Because you knew you would not be able to prove your God through prayer. Like the Texas shooting. Where was this God at? Where was this God at? This is another church shooting. This God is letting people walk into church and shoot y'all up, the believers. Those of you who are supposed to be holier than thou. He's letting churches get killed. We're believers like yourself. How do we know your church might not be next, sir? We're a lot safer out here in the streets, it seems. Everybody sitting in church is sitting duck, waiting to be killed. Come on, man. Why can't we pray for the world, Pastor Wells? You don't want to pray with me? You don't want to stop this? You don't want to stop this? You know you can't stop this. You know your God won't stop this. So yes, I'm making another video about you, Pastor Wells, and I'm exposing the real reason you wouldn't pray with me. And the real reason none of the other pastors, none of the other bishops, none of the other evangelists, none of the other believers will pray with me. And we examine your God through prayer. This is why. Because you know your God's going to let you down. You know he's going to let you down. I'm going to keep doing these videos on you. I'm going to keep doing them. Because you say you're here for the youth. I'm telling the youth the truth. You're telling the youth to pray to this God, and this God is letting people get killed. He's allowing people to get killed. You're telling them to believe in this God, and once they believe in them, then what? They go to church and get killed? You want me to believe in this God for me to go to a church and let this God I believe in let somebody walk in the door and kill me? Think about that. That becomes insanity, right? That becomes insane thinking. I have to wonder about you believers. Like, you want me to believe in a God for me to go to this God's building and sit duck and wait for a gunman to walk in my church. And this God that I believe in does nothing. It's not enough that I believe in him and I'm worshiping him and I'm praying to him and I'm crying and I'm begging and he's ignoring me and he lets me get killed. This is why you didn't want to pray with me, Reginald Wells.